What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and the last review I'm going to do today is an X-Men character, Marvel Legends, of course. One of my one of my viewers requested that I do a Bishop review, so that's what this is. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of good things to say about him. If you look, the paintwork on the face is not good at all. Just first thing I want to point out. Come on, focus on the face. There we go. There's lots of extra black paint on there that really doesn't belong. His nose, his eyebrow, real sloppy. I don't know if that was a common issue, but mine definitely has some problems with that. He stands at 7 inches tall, just about, so he's a decent size figure. If I didn't know better, I would say he and the Spider-Man Classics Venom share a couple body parts. I think the torso and the arms are the same original mold. I know a lot of people said that the Spider-Man Classics and the Mac Gargan Venom don't share the same molds. I know they're not exactly the same, but they're the same and just have been modified. And I think the same thing is with this. He's got the really short arms up until the gloves, which would be the new part. And obviously it's retooled, so it doesn't look like Venom. But he's got the same shape and same stocky arms, and then he's got the same articulation in the torso as well. So I think it's the same original mold, but whatever, it doesn't matter. As far as articulation goes, his head is on the standard disc joint with the rotation at the top. It is really limited though due to his hair. It is soft hair, but it still gets in the way with his gun there and with the scarf on. So his head, it's kind of hard to pose it. Standard ball jointed shoulders, bicep swivel built in, hidden really well because of the sleeves, looks great. Single jointed elbow, almost 90 degrees, so that's fine by me. Wrist rotation right there at the wrist, just like Venom. He's got the wrist pivot in there, just like Venom. And the individually articulated fingers, which, guess what? Just like Venom. He does have a peg in each hand to hold his guns because he can't make a really good fist. I mean, it's okay, but you couldn't fit a gun in there. So the peg is there for that purpose. Same thing on both sides. The diaphragm joint that I was talking about earlier, same as Venom. It's really good just for rotation though. It doesn't have much motion otherwise. So it's not real necessary, and it's pretty ugly. And it makes it really hard to line up the stripes. So really all you need is this. He does have a belly button, it looks like. It's sculpted on there a little bit, and you guys know how I feel about belly buttons. They don't need to be on the figures, but it is there. So whatever. It's got the sculpted X symbols on the chest and on the belt. Those are okay. The belt one's a little clunky looking, but the one on the chest is alright. It's nice and metallic, so that's fine by me. The stripes are okay, except they're not even everywhere. If you look on the ball joint, they don't really line up in thickness, and they're painted pretty poorly. I mean, at first glance from a distance they look okay, but up close you can see there's really some problems. So that's kind of a downfall. He does have a kind of a cool belt with lots of things on it though. I like that a lot. He's got the standard leg articulation. It's the peg for the hip joint goes at an angle, so it's the bad kind again, where you have to rotate it and then bend it to get it to go forward or side to side. The thigh articulation is built in there. Double jointed knee with the knee pad on there, so it's pretty well hidden. Looks good. He's got the shin swivel at the top of the boot. Standard ankle articulation with an ankle rocker. Sorry if that wasn't on camera. And then he's got the toe joint, which is very limited. And one of the things I need to point out is the feet can never be perfectly flat the way it's sculpted, which makes it really hard for him to stand, and it looks like junk. I really don't like that, so that's something to definitely watch out for if you're going to get the Bishop figure. He does come with these two big holsters that are sculpted on, well, they're glued on. One is for his little sawed-off shotgun, which is actually a cool accessory. It's got the peg in it, so it goes in his right hand. Stays on well enough. You can actually get his finger in the trigger guard, kinda. So that looks pretty nice. I like that. Then he's got this big gun on his back, which really he couldn't even reach like that, but it is on there. This is really dirty, and most of these markings came like that from the factory. I need to point that out. So this gun, which is just some kind of big pistol, rifle type gun thing, that pegs into this hand. Not as well as the other one because it's so much bigger. He's got like 2 fingers on the trigger there. just because it doesn't fit in his hand. But due to the pegs, he can hold them fairly well. So that is one of the benefits to this guy. Even though the guns are kind of big and clunky, he does hold them fairly well, and you can get some nice poses out of him, despite the fact that his feet are round. If you spend some time and just work with him, you can kind of get him into some decent poses. He does have kind of loose knee joints, at least on mine. I'm having trouble here standing him up even. That's mostly because of the feet. Okay, I'm going to give up here. Doesn't want to stand. Okay, so there's Bishop. Doesn't want to stand up because he has rounded feet and loose knee joints. Overall, he's okay. The sculpt work isn't terrible, but the paint work's pretty shoddy, and like I said, the feet are no good at all. Hands are only okay, and there are some other problems, as I pointed out. So if you want to really build up the X-Men team, you got to get him. Obviously, he's Bishop. There is a bald-headed version, no long hair on that at all. Really cool looking figure, but otherwise it's exactly the same. So it is okay to get if you're an X-Men guy, but otherwise it's definitely not a must-have. If you're not an X-Men fan or a Marvel fan, I would not recommend getting it at all. So thanks for watching. That's the last review for today. I hope you guys enjoyed them. Keep an eye out for reviews in the future and some more custom figures, and in the meantime, keep collecting.